I just wanted to help, and now I can't look at pizza the same way ever again.
Okay, let's jump into this one. We've all kind of been there, haven't we? Saturday night, you've got that perfect comfort food craving, and you're just, scrolling through DoorDash, waiting for that little moment of happiness.
The food arrival ritual.
Exactly. So, one of our listeners over in Dayton, Ohio, had this exact scenario last weekend. Settled in, scrawling, landed on their guilty pleasure spot, Tony's Pizza.
Ah, classic choice.
Right. Ordered a large pepperoni, extra cheese, describes it as, floppy cardboard box standard. But the pizza itself, chef's kiss. Just playing a quiet night, basically. A pizza coma.
And that setup, that perfectly normal Saturday night vibe, is really the launch pad for our deep dive today. Our mission really is to unpack what unfolds when that simple desire meets something totally unexpected.
Unexpected and messy.
Very messy. We're looking at human impulse, good intentions, maybe going sideways, and those weird aha moments you find in the chaos.
So the normal part, tracking the little car icon on the app. We all do it. Mentally prepping for the cheesy goodness.
The anticipation.
But then, and this is where it gets really interesting, the car icon just stops.
Okay. Like traffic.
Not like traffic, not a red light. It stops on this weird dead-end street 2 blocks away from their place, just sits there.
Right. And that's the trigger, isn't it? The pattern breaks.
Totally. And the listener's mind immediately goes, well, you can imagine. Did the driver get lost? Is something wrong? Did they, die?
Or maybe they just ate the pizza and ran.
That thought definitely crossed their mind. They sent a text through the app, hey, everything okay? Crickets. No response.
See, what's fascinating there is that immediate spiral. It's almost like our brains latch onto the immediate puzzle. Mm-hmm. This specific driver, this specific pizza. Forget logic for a second.
Yeah.
It kind of taps into this need to know, this focus on the one person you're suddenly worried about. It really makes you wonder, when does basic curiosity flip into, okay, I need to do something?
And what happens when you do?
Exactly. What are the costs you didn't sign up for?
So our listener, they make a decision, puts on their Crocs.
Oh, the Crocs are important.
Apparently. The heroic logic kicking in was, and I quote, maybe the driver broke down and needed help carrying the pizza.
Okay, bless their heart. That's optimistic.
Right, so off they go to investigate.
And that decision to physically go check based on almost nothing. It's such a human thing. You've already invested mentally watching the map, thinking about it.
You're committed now.
Yeah, it's like an escalation. It's hard to just back off, especially when there's an unknown.
Oh.
And, this deep dive shows perfectly how trying to lend a hand can sometimes mean you end up literally holding someone else's problem.
Or their mess.
Quite literally. So our listener gets there to the dead-end street.
Yeah.
And finds the DoorDash driver.
Okay, so driver's okay.
Driver's okay. But the driver's busy trying to help this very large, very drunk man who basically face-planted on the sidewalk.
Oh, no.
Muttering something about the sauce.
Yeah.
And clutching, wait for it, a Domino's pizza box. A medium cheese.
Not Tony's.
Yeah.
It wasn't even their pizza saga. Oh, the indignity. A Domino's.
Domino's, the wrong pizza entirely. So the guy looks up, sees our listener, eyes kind of wide, shoves the Domino's box into their hands.
Hands it over.
Yep. And says, you know what to do.
What does that even mean?
Who knows?
Yeah.
But before our listener can even process that, the guy, he vomits everywhere. Including, yes, all over the Crocs.
The Crocs. No.
The Crocs took a direct hit. But what's kind of amazing is how our listener just snapped into action. Told the DoorDash driver, look, you should probably just go.
Probably good advice.
Right. Then they pull out their own phone, order the drunk guy an Uber on their own account.
Wow.
And off he goes without his Domino's pizza.
Yeah. Leaving our listener standing there with vomit on their shoes and a random lukewarm Domino's pizza.
Pretty much. So eventually they head home, shoes squelching, holding this pizza box like, as they put it, some cursed artifact.
Oh my God. And their actual pizza, the Tony's.
It finally showed up about 20 minutes later, stone cold. Apparently that driver had gone to the wrong address first, too. Just a whole comedy of errors.
So they ended up with 2 pizzas, one amazing Tony's, but cold, and one sad Domino's, which they just tossed, didn't even open it.
Can't blame them.
What a night. So looking back at this this whole bizarre sequence, what's the big takeaway here for you from this attempt at a good deed?
Well, it really hammers home that sometimes stepping in to help, even with the best intentions, can pull you into something way bigger, way messier than you ever imagined. Your scope just explodes.
Yeah.
And it leaves us, and hopefully you listening, with something interesting to think about. In this world where we're all sort of connected, digitally and otherwise, when is maybe just minding your own business the most helpful or even heroic thing you can do? How do we even define help when you might just stumble into someone else's drunken pizza disaster?
I dated a girl who had literally never seen the sun, and I still don't know how to process it.
Okay, let's unpack this. We got this really fascinating account from one of you, a listener. It's about meeting someone who, their whole life they had literally never seen the sun.
Right. It sounds almost unbelievable.
It does, and it just challenges our most basic assumptions about, how we experience the world.
And this isn't just some quirky dating story, is it? It's really about a profound human experience. It forces us, I think, to look at how our own brains kind of wire our sense of what's normal, these like experiential maps we all take for granted.
Absolutely. So the setting is Portland back in 2019. Our narrator, he matches with this woman, Lily, on Hinge.
Okay.
And right away, her profile felt different. Every single photo. Indoors, he described the lighting as kind of like bunker lighting. Heavy curtains everywhere in the background.
Huh. Red flags, maybe? Or just unusual?
He thought unusual. And her fun fact was, I've never been sunburned. He just figured, it's a quirky joke, something different.
But looking back, those small things, at the indoor shots, that specific fun fact, they weren't just quirks. They were pretty significant clues about her reality, indicators of a life lived very, very differently.
Totally. So their first date, a 24-hour diner. Her suggestion, because she preferred meeting when it's not so bright out.
Still sounds maybe just eccentric at this point.
Exactly. He thought she was just being funny. She shows up, it's June, right? And she's wearing a long-sleeved black sweater, jeans. And she kept sort of glancing at the windows. He said, like a sniper.
Wow. Okay, that's a bit more intense than just preferring evenings.
Yeah. He put it down to her maybe being really introverted. But as they kept dating, the pattern became, undeniable. If he suggested brunch outside, she'd immediately counter with dinner somewhere dimly lit. Late evening walks, fine. Anything in daylight was a hard pass.
So a consistent avoidance.
Totally consistent. And the big reveal, it came when he just innocently opened her blinds one morning at her place. And Lily, she flinched so hard, she spilled her coffee all over.
Whoa! A physical reaction.
Yeah.
That really makes you pause, doesn't it?
Yeah.
How do we even start to grasp that? For us, living in daylight, how do you understand a reality where that fundamental thing isn't just avoided, it's unknown?
Right.
It really shows the limits of our own perspective.
Definitely. So 3 weeks in, he finally just asks her directly. He's like, do you actually avoid the sun?
The direct question?
And her answer was just completely matter of fact. I've never seen it. Not I don't like it or I avoid it. Just never seen it.
Never.
He laughed at first. He thought she had to be joking. But nope, she wasn't. Her backstory was, intense. Grew up in a super strict household. Parents kept the curtain shut constantly. She was homeschooled, all indoors.
So from childhood.
From birth, seemingly. And when she moved out at 18, she just kept living that way. She said the whole idea of going outside during daylight makes my skin crawl.
Wow.
And this detail, this is what really messed with his head. She'd heard birds her whole life, obviously, but she'd never actually seen them in daylight.
Goodness. That's hard to imagine. If we think about the bigger picture here, this kind of sensory deprivation, growing up like that, it's not just about habits formed, is it? It's about how the brain literally builds its model of the world, how the lack of those visual cues shapes what you even perceive as possible or normal.
Yeah, exactly. But what's surprising, maybe, is that Lily wasn't depressed, apparently. Not a recluse in the typical sense. She had a whole social life.
Oh.
Yeah, just all at night. Karaoke, late night bowling, he mentioned 10 p.m. grocery runs. He actually found it oddly fun, he said, like being part of a secret world, midnight in a safe way.
A nocturnal world.
Completely. He did try, gently, to introduce her to daylight. Once, they got coffee around 5 p.m. She wore these huge sunglasses, a hoodie, kept her head down the whole time.
Tentative steps.
Very tentative. He even got her to sit on his balcony for 6 minutes one late afternoon.
Yeah.
But later she texted him saying she felt buzzing in her skin, and not in a good way.
Oof. Yeah, the challenge there is just immense, isn't it? Trying to bridge that huge experiential gap in a relationship. How do you build a shared life when something so fundamental, so, universal for most people is completely absent for one? It really speaks to the foundations of shared reality, maybe.
And that basically was the breaking point. About 2 months into it, Lily told him, look, I don't want you to try to change me. She said she'd made peace with it.
Setting a boundary.
Yeah. And he realized then he just couldn't picture building a life with someone whose whole world was, like he put it, missing half the day. So he ended it.
Understandable, even if sad.
Yeah, he said he felt this lingering sadness, like he'd left a really good person in the dark, literally.
It's a powerful story. It really prompts you, I think, to reflect on the huge value of those common shared experiences we barely even notice, like seeing the sun. It highlights this sort of unspoken agreement about perception that connects us.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? Think about it. How much of your reality, your whole understanding of the world, is built on sensory things you just assume everyone shares?
Yeah, what other hidden worlds, what different ways of being might exist just outside what you consider normal?
Right. Think about, like, that morning light, you know? When it hits things just right and the air looks almost golden. It's a sight most of us just see. We take it for granted. But for someone like Lily, it's completely unimaginable, maybe even terrifying, something to think about.
I hate my best friend, but I keep hanging out with him.
Nearly 2 decades long.
Wow, yeah.
Full of history, shared jokes, someone who's seen, like, every version of you, awkward teen phase, the whole thing.
Sounds amazing, really foundational.
Yeah, you'd think so. But here's the twist. The guy telling the story, this user up probably a bad friend on Reddit, he flat out says, I hate my best friend.
Genuinely hate him. That's quite a statement after 20 years.
Exactly. That's the contradiction we're diving into. 2 guys, 33 and 34 now, met when they were 15, JV basketball.
Oh, okay.
One's the kind of natural athlete, maybe a bit lazy. The other's the kid who tries super hard, but maybe doesn't quite get there. But they clicked.
So our mission here is kind of figuring out how that bond, goes from clicking to toxic. How does that happen? Especially when it seems so hard to break off.
Yeah.
We need to look at those early signs, the red flags maybe, and the big moments, like that disastrous Lakers game he mentioned.
Right, the Lakers game. We'll get to that. But also, why stay? Why stick it out when there's lying, disrespect, even flirting with his girlfriend?
That inertia is powerful.
So let's start there. These little doses of resentment he talks about. Where did that begin?
Well, right from the start, apparently. He mentions his friend always forgetting his wallet. Classic move.
Oh, yeah. Taco Bell runs on his dime.
Exactly. Or telling stories about him that were, like, exaggerated and humiliating just to get a laugh. It seems playful, maybe, but it's showing a lack of respect, right, for his feelings, his money. It kind of chips away at things.
And this seems to get worse as they get older, doesn't it? The storyteller gets a stable job, an apartment.
Right, builds a life.
While the friend is bouncing between side hustles, crashing on couches, and the lying picks up.
Yeah, he says not always huge lies, but constant ones, like I'm 5 minutes away when he hasn't even left the house.
Or, yeah, I Venmo'd you, but the account is empty. What does that kind of low-grade lying do to a friendship?
It's corrosive.
Yeah.
It really is. Because it's not just about the lie itself, it's about the pattern. It shows, again, a lack of respect for your time, your plans, your reality, basically.
Creates an imbalance.
Totally. One person's always accommodating, covering, waiting, and the other just isn't reliable. That breeds resentment, even if each individual instance seems kind of small.
Which brings us to the Lakers game. Man, he saves up for months, gets these tickets.
Way to go for him.
Huge. And the friend rolls in 45 minutes late, missed the whole first quarter.
And smelling like weed, wearing rival gear.
Bulls gear, ironically. Gets them nearly kicked out at halftime. It's such a blatant disrespect.
Publicly, too.
Right. And yet, after all that, and even catching the friend flirting with his girlfriend back at Applebee's, it's fine. What is keeping them tethered?
Well, that Lakers game, it's like a crystallizing moment, isn't it? Forces him to see the disregard clearly. But they still don't break up.
Yeah.
This is where something like the sunk cost fallacy really kicks in hard.
Sunk cost fallacy. Explain that a bit.
It's basically this psychological trap. You keep putting time, energy, emotion into something, even when it's clearly not working out.
Right.
Because you've already invested so much, in this case, 18 years. Yeah. To walk away feels like admitting those 18 years were, wasted.
Like admitting defeat, almost?
Exactly. And maybe there's some identity fusion, too. Like, the friendship is so tangled up with his sense of self after all this time. letting go feels like losing a part of himself.
Wow. So, okay, bringing it all together, what does this mean for us thinking about this? You've got this friend described as, terrible with money, unreliable, self-centered.
All the negative.
But also the guy who makes him laugh until he chokes. That shared history, those inside jokes only they get, like the ketchup thing he mentions.
That stuff matters. It really does.
So the struggle isn't just laziness or inertia. It's genuinely hard to let go of something so, I guess, fundamental to your story.
Mm-hmm. And that brings up a big question, maybe for you listening. What's the real cost of loyalty when a relationship, even one with decades of history, consistently makes you feel bad?
Yeah.
The poster even wonders, maybe he's the problem for feeling so much hate.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is it just easier to hate someone than to actually face the messy truth that a relationship just isn't working anymore?
Or maybe facing the discomfort of realizing something that used to be good isn't now. And if that's okay, it's allowed to change. And maybe consider this. Is a friendship truly wasted if, even through all the difficulty, it taught you something important about yourself? About your boundaries, what you need, what you won't stand for? Maybe that's the value, even if it ends.
Went on a fishing trip, came back with someone else's kid, and a whole mess I didn't sign up for.
The title was something like, went on a fishing trip, came back with someone else's kid, and a whole mess I didn't sign up for.
Right.
And it starts out sounding just, perfect, really. For this 34-year-old guy in upstate New York, anyway. Picture this. 6 a.m., Cayuga Lake, there's mist, he's got his beat-up boat.
The classic scene.
Yeah. Gas station coffee, stale mini donuts. His whole goal is just, not becoming a couch fossil, as he put it.
A noble goal.
Totally. But instead of base, he lands this 10-year-old kid, someone he's never seen before. Talk about an unexpected catch.
It's pretty wild, isn't it? What's fascinating, I think, is just how fast an ordinary day gets completely turned on its head.
Yeah.
The source says, 2 hours in, he hears this muffled yell, finds the kid alone on this dodgy-looking dock, oversized life jacket.
And the kid just
says they left. Simple as that. Then it comes out, his dad supposedly went for bait 3 hours ago, never came back.
3 hours. Wow.
Yeah. And the mom. She's apparently at her boyfriend's. So right there, this quiet fishing trip suddenly becomes, the start of this whole accidental Good Samaritan saga that gets legally messy.
Seriously messy. So, okay, that's the setup. Peaceful morning, then boom, accidental rescue. It definitely grabs you. But what happened next? Because, he tried to do the right thing, didn't he? Called the sheriff.
He absolutely did. Called the non-emergency line, which is, textbook, exactly what you'd advise someone to do. Yeah. But an officer took 3 hours to get there. Apparently, there was an ATV crash way over on the other side of the county.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And that delay right there, it kind of highlights a real vulnerability, doesn't it? Maybe in rural services sometimes.
Yeah.
The gap an ordinary person ends up filling.
Which he definitely did. He ends up inviting the kid onto his boat, right?
They fished for about an hour. Kid even caught a couple of perch.
And ate all the donuts, I read.
All the donuts. But during that hour, the kid just casually drops this bomb. Says his dad sometimes forgets to come home. For days.
Oh.
Just like that.
Just like that. Which, suggests this isn't just a one-off bad day. It sounds more like a pattern.
Right. That moves it from just lost kid territory into something else.
Exactly. That casual comment, plus being left alone for hours, it shifts things towards potential child neglect. And this is where an act of kindness can pull you into something much bigger, legally speaking.
Yeah, you were looking into Good Samaritan laws.
Well, yeah, and generally they protect you if someone gets hurt during the rescue. Like if you pull someone from a wreck and accidentally cause an injury. But they don't really cover the long-term stuff that pops up if you stumble into ongoing neglect like this.
That's a huge difference. So our guy, the fisherman.
Captain Daycare.
His buddies are calling him Captain Daycare now. He just wanted to catch some fish, and now he's tangled up in a Child Protective Services case, taking time off work for court.
Yeah.
And his ex even texted him, apparently, saying something like, "This is exactly the kind of thing that would happen to you." Ouch. But that nickname, Captain Daycare, it really is telling, isn't it? It sort of captures the personal cost.
Totally.
This whole story, it just shines a light on these unforeseen consequences. Accidental caregiving, you could call it.
Yeah.
He's not like a teacher or doctor, not a mandated reporter officially.
Right.
But because he was there, saw the situation, took the kid in for that hour, He effectively becomes a key witness, and maybe briefly, a kind of guardian. It's not just inconvenient, it's a major life disruption.
Yeah, sounds like it.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? What are the wider implications when just doing the decent thing in the moment leaves such a heavy personal burden?
It's a lot to think about. So for you listening, it's a powerful reminder, I guess. Go fishing, definitely. Enjoy the quiet. But maybe just be aware you might reel in something way bigger than you expected if you step into someone else's crisis.
Absolutely.
And yeah, definitely bring extra donuts, just in case. Something to chew on until our next deep dive.
My friend's boyfriend was cheating on her, so we catfished him and made him look like an idiot.
Imagine this story. Starts really simply. You've got a friend group, maybe some boxed wine involved.
Right, casual hangout.
Exactly. And a casual scroll through TikTok suddenly unearths this just shocking betrayal.
Yeah.
Credible real-life account. It's all about friendship, deception, and honestly, a meticulously planned moment of justice. Our source, it's a first-hand report, this amazing petty revenge story detailing like every single step they took.
And what's so fascinating here, I think, isn't just the drama. You know, it's what it tells us about how people react when trust is just shattered.
Right.
So our mission today is really to pull out the key nuggets from this account, not just what went down, but why it hit such a nerve and what surprising insights we can get, perception, loyalty.
And just how far friends will go for each other.
Exactly. You'll hear about, well, a particular type of character, pretty clever digital investigation, and an unforgettable confrontation. It's quite the story.
It really is. So it unfolds in this small suburban town just outside Columbus, Ohio. And the narrator, she describes her friend group not as the brunchin' sundresses type.
No, definitely not.
More like the sit on the floor, drink boxed wine, and yell at bad dating profiles kind of group. You know the type.
Oh, absolutely. And one of them, Claire, she'd been dating this guy, let's call him Ryan, for about, what, a year and a half?
Yeah, about that.
And on the surface, Ryan seemed fine. Tall, okay haircut, worked in IT, always wore polo shirts, that kind of vibe.
The uniform.
Pretty much. But the narrative quickly points out this subtle detail, his constant little smirk, like he knew something you didn't.
Oh, I know that look.
Right. Or how he'd kind of subtly talk down to waiters or make these jokes about Claire's weight. And these aren't just quirks, are they? They're often those early flags, indicators of something deeper, dismissive, maybe a bit of superiority complex bubbling up.
Yeah, those little insidious acts and those subtle behaviors, they were definitely the first threads in, well, a much bigger web of lies, weren't they?
Oh, absolutely.
So tell us, how did they actually find out? How was the betrayal discovered?
Well, it popped up last February. Claire's friend, Jess, she's just scrolling TikTok, minding her own business.
As you do.
Right. And she spots Ryan's face in another girl's video at a brewery. Now, at first, maybe not scandalous.
Could be innocent.
Could be. But the caption, met this cutie on Hinge.
Oh, Hinge.
Right there. And that digital clue, it just immediately sends the group into what she called FBI mode.
Love it. FBI mode.
Leveraging everything, you know, reversed image searches, deep dives on social media.
And that immediate response, that coordinated FBI mode, what does that tell you about their friendship?
It's huge. It's a testament to this powerful, maybe overlooked role of group ingenuity, especially now in the digital age when dealing with betrayal.
Right.
So they confirmed it. Ryan was active on Hinge, claiming to be single, claiming to be 27.
Wait, he wasn't 27?
Nope. Actually 32. And his profile said he was looking for something real.
Oh, the irony.
Isn't it? And the photos. Standard stuff, I guess. Gym selfies, him holding a craft beer, painting this very specific single guy picture.
Okay, so they have the proof. But they didn't just confront him straight away, did they? This is where it gets strategic.
Exactly. No, this is where their plan kicks in. Instead of just, yelling at him.
Which might have been tempting.
Totally tempting. They orchestrated an experiment. Jess creates this fake Hinge profile, calls her Hannah.
Anna, okay.
Blonde, dog mom, loves hiking. Basically, Ryan's supposed dream girl.
Tailor-made.
Completely.
Yeah.
And get this. Within 2 hours, Ryan matches with Hannah and messages her first.
Wow. Hook, line, and sinker that fast.
That fast. And the really striking thing is how quickly he showed his true colors in those messages with Hannah.
Okay, so what did he say? What was the nail in the coffin?
Well, he immediately starts complaining about his crazy ex, meaning Claire, obviously.
Classic deflection.
Textbook, calling her obsessive, clingy. Then he invites Hannah to this specific dive bar, one Claire hated, saying,
Let me guess, something like, it's my escape.
pretty much,
Right.
I go there when I need a break from my life. So it confirmed everything, not just the cheating, but the manipulation, the disrespect.
Unbelievable. So, okay, now they have undeniable proof. Screenshots, messages, the whole fake profile saga. They finally tell Claire.
Yeah. And she cried, understandably. But then the narrator says she got this cold, laser-focused look.
Ah, that's the moment.
That's the moment. Ryan's fate was basically sealed right then. The friends, they start orchestrating the perfect setup.
Not just revenge, but justice.
Precisely. The plan was meticulous. The night he's supposed to meet Hannah, two friends go to the bar early, grab a booth with a good view.
Setting the stage.
Exactly. Claire and the narrator, they wait in the car across the street. They watch Ryan walk in wearing his, quote, cool guy leather jacket.
Oh, boy.
Orders a beer, checks his phone, probably waiting for Hannah. It's like the calm before the storm, you know. And that planning, it shows the value of a controlled confrontation, not just a random outburst.
Definitely more satisfying sometimes. Okay, so what happened? The storm hits.
Oh, it hits. Hannah, of course, never shows up. Instead, Claire walks in.
Walks right in.
Walks straight in, sits down right across from him, puts her phone on the table, and presses play on a screen recording of all his messages with Hannah.
Oh my God. Silent movie style.
The narrator couldn't hear it, but they could see the color drain from Ryan's face. He apparently tried to grab her phone.
Panicked.
Totally panicked. She pulls it back. Then she just stands up, picks up his beer.
No.
Yep. Dumps the rest of it right in his lap and walks out. And apparently, people in the bar clapped.
People clapped. That is cinematic. Wow.
It really is. And the fallout was pretty swift. Claire blocks him everywhere, obviously.
Good for her.
Ryan tries the whole clear the air thing through mutual friends, spinning some story about it was just a joke, but nobody's buying it.
Of course not.
Then, maybe a week later, the original TikTok girl, she posts another video roasting him online because she realized she'd been lied to as well.
Oh, perfect. Public shaming. Continued.
And the cherry on top.
Yeah.
His Hinge profile gets flagged and banned. So that whole carefully built deception just crumbled. Gone.
So what does this all mean for you listening to this? I mean, this story, straight from the source, it just paints such a vivid picture of, well, ingenuity when you're faced with betrayal.
Definitely.
Claire's boyfriend, Ryan, he had this image, right? Tall, IT guy, polo shirts. But the group uncovered a totally different reality. His real age, the secret dating profiles.
The whole facade.
The whole facade. And the end, Claire dumping his beer on his lap while people clap. It wasn't just satisfying, was it? It was this carefully orchestrated moment. Public justice.
Yeah.
And it worked. Hinge ban, TikTok roasting, him literally moving 2 towns over.
And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it really highlights how quickly a carefully constructed front can just fall apart, especially with digital evidence and friends working together.
It really does.
Which I think raises an important question for you listening. How do you spot those subtle red flags? Those little smirks or the way someone talks down to others before it gets to a full-blown betrayal?
That's a tough one.
It is. And, thinking beyond this specific story, what lines do you draw when a friend is betrayed? How far is too far for petty revenge when maybe real justice feels out of reach? Something to think about.
I saved someone's kid and lost my job because of it.
Really forces us to confront a pretty uncomfortable truth, about rules versus reality.
Yeah, and we've got this single, really compelling source. It's a Reddit post, actually, from You Accidental Hero 79 on True Off My Chest. The title says it all. I saved someone's kid and lost my job because of it.
Wow. So our mission for you today is basically to unpack this striking personal account. What happens when, pure human instinct, heroic action just crashes head on with rigid corporate policy?
Right. It's one of those stories that really makes you wonder where priorities actually lie.
Exactly. So let's set the scene.
Okay, so our protagonist, the person who wrote the post, is an assistant manager, small grocery store, looks like a Denver suburb, and it's just a totally mundane Dead Tuesday shift, middle of the day, like 11:30 a.m.
Just a normal morning then. Our hero's on break, eating what they call a sad turkey sandwich, scrolling Instagram. Completely normal.
Until it wasn't. Suddenly the whole atmosphere just shifts. They hear screaming.
Yeah.
But not like a kid having a tantrum. This was panic screaming, as they put it.
Oh, wow. So they run to the front.
Yeah, runs to the front and sees this tiny kid maybe 3 or 4 years old,
Yeah.
just bolts through the automatic doors straight into the parking lot.
Oh, no.
And right then, there's a big white delivery truck pulling in.
Yeah.
The kid is directly in its path, like right there.
Oh, my God. So what did they do?
Pure instinct. The post says, I didn't think, I just sprinted. Dropped the phone, just ran. Grabbed the kid by their puffy jacket.
Gas isn't time.
Just as the truck's brakes screeched. A literal split-second thing. Life saved.
Incredible. Just pure, unthinking heroism. That moment must have felt, well, huge. But, I sense there's a but coming.
There is. That's the twist, isn't it? So the immediate aftermath, you've got a truck driver who's pale, the mom crying, hugging the kid, hugging our hero, people staring, someone apparently clapped. But while all this was happening, our hero technically left their register unattended. They were covering someone's brake, you see.
And I bet there was a rule about that.
A very clear one, apparently. Never leave your station unattended.
Yeah.
For security and safety reasons, quote unquote. And yeah, someone took advantage.
Seriously, while they were saving a kid.
Yep, some guy walked up, stole a pack of cigarettes and a couple of scratch-off tickets. Just like that.
Unbelievable. So, obviously, that got noticed.
Oh, yeah. Loss prevention flagged it on the camera footage. You know, the theft from the register.
Not the life-saving part, but the theft. Okay.
Exactly. So 2 days later, the manager calls our hero in using this described robotic tone. Corporate reviewed the footage.
And
the message was essentially, we appreciate what you did, but policy is policy. Leaving your post unattended is a terminable offense.
you're kidding. They actually said that. Appreciate you saving a life, but you're fired.
Pretty much. The protagonist was stunned, even laughed. Thought it had to be a joke. They asked, so I'm supposed to just watch a kid get hit by a truck because I can't leave the register?
Yeah, what's the answer to that?
The manager's reply, cold. We can't comment on hypotheticals.
Hypotheticals. It happened.
That's what our hero said. Not a hypothetical. That happened. They even mentioned still hearing the squeal of the brakes sometimes. But nope, policy is policy. They were offered the option to resign.
Which means losing health insurance, paycheck, everything. Wow.
Right. All because they acted like a human being.
The fallout, well, the mom offered a Starbucks gift card and her number.
Did they call?
No, the post says they never called. Friends were just like, dude, that's messed up. One suggested going viral, making a big deal online.
But they didn't want that.
Nah. So they didn't want to be a pity mascot. They just wanted their job back, you know.
Yeah, understandable. So what happened in the end? Eventually landed a warehouse job.
Yeah.
Pays better, actually, according to the post. Less human interaction, they add. If something falls off a shelf here, it's boxes, not toddlers.
Oof. That says a lot.
Doesn't it? They still shop at the old store sometimes, apparently.
Yeah.
Glare at the cameras. Says the old boss avoids eye contact.
I bet. And the final thought from the post really just nails it.
Yeah, it's powerful. Corporate policy doesn't care if you're a hero. It cares about inventory shrink. That's the term, right? For lost stock.
Shrinkage.
And apparently, they conclude, in the corporate handbook, a pack of Marlboros is worth more than a kid's life.
Yes!
Wow. So this whole story, it really pushes a critical question out there for you to think about. When does a policy, one that's actually designed for security and safety, ironically end up creating a situation that feels deeply unsafe, profoundly unjust for the person involved?
Yeah, and think about this too. What's the actual cost of that stolen pack of cigarettes, those scratch-offs? Compare that to the value, the immeasurable value of a child's life, and maybe more importantly, who gets to make that calculation inside a corporate structure? It's definitely something to chew on.
Thanks for being with us.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.